Hello, hello. Hope everyone is great. Just going to do a quick little semi-impromptu video about the power of initiation. And at any point, if you have any questions, if there's anything you want to share or anything you want to ask, then please feel free to do so. Feel free to write in the comments. If you're watching the replay and want to ask or comment, just tag me in it to make sure that I see it. So basically, the energy right now is pretty special. And I think a lot of people are feeling it. I know that last week, kind of clients-wise, I think it's the busiest I've ever been. And I could have, if there was time, I could have booked in more people, because on some level, there is a deep sense of unfolding and of movement and of growth. And there's a bit of urgency right now that people are starting to pick up on and feel, which for some people that feels exciting and exhilarating. Some people it's a little bit scary. It feels like it's moving a bit too fast. They feel like they're getting swept away maybe. But we're in this really interesting time energetically in kind of the lead up to the end of 2019 and the start of a new year and a new decade, actually. And it really feels like 2020, when people talk about new beginnings, this feels like it. It feels like a massive wiping clean of the slate. And so because of that, because the energy around that is really powerful and really strong, we are also in this energy of preparation and preparing. So which, in some ways is kind of natural at this time of year, because we're preparing for winter, we're preparing to, at least stuff in the Northern Hemisphere, we are, now I'm preparing to hibernate slightly from the cold weather. But it really, right now, is this time of evaluation and saying, okay, what am I really aligning with? What feels really healthy for me? What is it that feels like it's going to come with me into the new decade, into this new time, and into this new phase? And so we're making these decisions now, subconsciously and consciously. And so for those of you who are feeling a bit of a push, or feeling a bit rushed, or feeling under pressure to make choices, that's what's going on right now. So kind of creating this awareness is a good thing, because then you don't feel so overwhelmed. You can understand why you feel that way. So definitely in the kind of wanting the finishing of this year, it really is an opportunity for you. We've got this window of time to really look at our lives and figure out what it is that truly aligns and what does not. And hello, wonderful Alina. Thanks for joining. Then this is this opportunity to really evaluate, because if you are feeling burdened or overwhelmed or sluggish or stuck, the reality is that you are carrying too much right now. There's just too much that you're trying to do, that you're trying to hold, too much that you're taking responsibility for. It's just too much, and we are not meant to be burdened and weighed down in our lives. That feeling is a sure sign that things are out of alignment, and that you're choosing things that, instead of lighting you up or helping you to thrive, they're things that are probably slowing things down, which on some level that might feel more comfortable, because if you feel like things are going too fast, then you'll kind of dig your heels in and try to stop yourself from moving and evolving. So there could be lots of reasons why you're doing that, but it's really worth looking at the way you're spending your time right now. It's really worth looking at the ways you are choosing your relationships, the people that you're choosing to spend your time with, the people that you're choosing to spend effort and energy thinking about, considering, because, these are the important things in our lives, is these relationships. And if you make a list of kind of the top 5 priorities in your life, and like the top 5 people you want to spend your time with, if that's not how you're spending the majority of your time and energy, then that's a good indication that something within that needs to shift. So I would really encourage you to take some time over the next couple weeks and through November really allowing yourself to contemplate this. So if you don't feel in a place where you're ready to make some choices about things, that's fine. It may just be that you need a little bit more time to look at some options, figure out the clarity, and then go from there. But now is the time to allow yourself to get that clarity. Now's the time to allow yourself to really ask those questions. And they're not easy questions to ask. So this takes courage. This is a real opportunity for you to, apply some courage to your life. I was just reading Brene Brown's Dare to Lead. I'm just at the beginning of it, but she was talking about how courage, and I found this really interesting, is that courage is something that is learned. So we think that some of these things are things that you're born with, or you either get it or you don't. But so many of these gifts that we are learning right now, the skills that we are learning right now, are learnable skills. But we don't learn them until we practice them. So if courage feels really scary for you, if being aware of what's going on in your life, really looking at the truths, even if they feel like they might be scary or overwhelming, then that's okay. These are learned skills. So allow yourself to practice these skills. Allow yourself to just do it. And the more you do it, the easier that it gets. We cultivate these things within us. So allow yourself to cultivate this. And now is the time. Now is the time. I keep saying, these kind of finishing up this year, now is the time to start having some healing, some revolution. You might need some revolution in your life. Some resolution as well. And really allow yourself to step into that and honor that within you. Because why wouldn't you? You don't even need a reason to make yourself feel better and more aligned and healed. Just do it. If any of you are looking for excuses, then stop justifying and just allow yourself to do it. So this is what I want to really encourage you to play with, to look into, to feel into. I put a post on Facebook today and in my newsletter about some questions you can ask yourself, which of course I can't remember them off the top of my head. So you can find the post and maybe sit with those questions for a little bit. So something else that I wanted to talk to you about, and this for me is a tool to help you with this. And it's funny how things work out with your scheduling and how things end up when you don't really expect them to be that way. But this, within the next 3 weeks, about 3 weeks, I have 3 initiation ceremonies booked in. And I never do them this frequently, this close together, and on purpose. But opportunities have come up and it just feels really aligned. It feels like the right place and the right time. So I'm going to talk really briefly about what's the power of initiation, what that means to me. And I'm going to let you get a feel for the energy of it. Because this is really different work than what I've done with my other courses or meditation evenings. I bring some of this energy in with the new moon online ceremonies that I do every month. But it's got a very different feel to the certified courses that I teach. And that's on purpose. I've been working with this energy of initiation it's probably been about 5 or 6 years now. And when I first started delving into it, I didn't really know what it was. I didn't have a clear focus. Hey, Elizabeth. I wasn't quite sure what I was doing. So I was creating these day-long workshops. I was calling them initiation workshops. And that felt almost right, but not quite. So for me, initiation it's a period or a time where you step up. It's a time of learning and growth and transformation. And there's real power in that. There's real power and movement and momentum within that energy. And so a lot of people are feeling a bit stuck or delayed or a bit confused. Sometimes that indicates you're about to go through a big shift, depending on what's going on with you. Oh yes, thank you, Alina. Very unique and powerful initiations. Yes, I love them. I love them. I love them. So within that initiation, we go through initiations throughout our lifetimes, as we go to school, as we graduate, as we go through relationships. We're kind of initiated into new ways of thinking, new ways of being. People talk about spiritual awakenings, things like that. These are all energies of initiation. So this is something we're doing throughout our lives as well. But for me, when I started to kind of delve more into this, I realized I have a deep, innate understanding of this. It's something that I am good at teaching and helping to facilitate for people. I've been doing it my whole life, but especially the last few years. And so what these ceremonies do is they're usually about 2.5 hours, and there is a period of talking where we kind of talk through whatever the topic is for that evening. And what that does is it gets you into a space where you're able to receive some information. And if there are some things that are getting triggered, some old patterns and belief systems, then they start to resolve. So that's the point of talking through that. It's because it gets you in that energy, it gets you into that knowledge and understanding of the topic. And then what we do is we go into circle. So within these circles, I can already feel the energy. Within these circles, I use poetry, I use music, I bring in healing energy, and I'm there really to witness. And what this does is, by coming to these events, what it does is it signals to yourself and the universe that you are really ready to step up in your life, that you're really ready to make some changes, that you're really ready to, allow yourself to progress. So consciously, you may not know everything that's going to happen afterwards, but that's okay. Because subconsciously, you're getting it, and there's a recognition of, okay, yes, I am finished with these patterns or behaviors or habits. This is the ending point for me, and now I'm ready to step in to a deeper alignment, to a deeper understanding. So these ceremonies, these kind of events, are meant to be a catalyst for change. They're meant to disrupt a little bit. I'm a catalyst and I'm a disruptor. So sorry, not sorry. No. So it really is that time for you to get out of the norm, get out of what you normally do, get out of your normal way of thinking that isn't serving, that isn't helping, that isn't supporting you. So this is meant to kind of change that energy within you on really deep, fundamental ways. And it's meant to be an energy of liberation as well, because I know so many people go through their lives feeling a bit trapped, feeling stuck, feeling like they're chained to their past, or chained to their ancestry, or chained to the land. So it is about doing all of that. And ultimately what these do is they help you come back home to you. Because we can feel so disconnected from ourselves and feel like we've lost our way. So it's really just bringing you back home to who you really are on those deeper levels, not who you believe you might be or who you were told you should be, or, all those things. So within these circles, there's a deep healing and a deep unfolding is kind of the best way I know how to describe it. I had somebody that does some marketing look at this, and she's like, you should need to find a better way to describe this stuff. I was like, yeah, it's kind of beyond words. So I'm working on that. But it feels like an unfolding. And like the future is unfolding, like the next steps are unfolding, and like these elements of you that either you forgot about or buried away or were scared of, it feels like an unfolding of that, so that you're able to really live these gifts and apply the gifts that you have in your life. And what that also provides people with is some clarity. So you get a better sense of what you're creating, and it may be clarity for your past that you gain. It may be clarity for your present or for your future. It's a little bit different for everyone. But the feeling is really transcendent. You are present in your body, but you are very aware that things are happening on lots of different levels. And I've had, the feedback that I've gotten from the people that I've used this energy with have said it's just really been amazing, and some of the most amazing work that they've experienced. I've done probably a handful of these now, facilitated about a handful of these, and I held one in Savannah, Georgia in July. I stood in the middle of that circle and couldn't feel my feet on the ground anymore. Like, it was honestly the most powerful experience I've had in my life. And so what gets created in that group is that collective is just beyond anything I've ever experienced before. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to tune into that energy a little bit, and hopefully you can get a sense of what that feels like. I mean, again, we're not in a circle, so it's maybe a little bit different. But from where you're sitting, if you're just taking a couple of nice deep breaths and just go into your heart. And if you want to set an intention that something from your past is healed or resolved, or if there's an issue currently going on in your life that you'd like some clarity on, whatever you feel would be useful for you right now, choose something, narrow it down to one. Close your eyes, and allow yourself to go into your heart, and allow your body to still. Now I want you to allow yourself to start to feel this energy. And you can feel it flow through you. You may feel some information come through, whether you see it or hear it or just know it. Just feel this energy build and build around you wherever you are. You can think of it like a vortex. And just feel that moving around you and through you. Taking a couple nice deep breaths. And if there's any last clarity or healing that you're wanting to get, focus on that right now. And feel that energy do the work. Okay, so taking a couple nice deep breaths and just allow yourself to feel really present again. And if there's anything you want to share or ask from that, please feel free. But I mean, essentially, I'm connecting with the energy of Source. I'm connecting with some of the laws of existence. I'm also connecting with some guides and ancestors. So there's a lot going on. But with each of those experiences, and obviously the bigger the group, the more powerful that feels. But that will give you at least a small taste of what it does feel like. So if that is something that speaks to you, you can connect with that. So if there's anything to share or to ask, please, I'll be on for another couple minutes. But yeah, so basically on Saturday the 19th, this weekend, I'll be in London. I cannot wait. London is the most magical place in the world for me. Like, all the most magical things that happen to me happen in London. So I know this experience is going to be amazing. So on Saturday the 19th at the Light Center, Belgravia, at 2:30 in the afternoon, I'm going to be doing a ceremony on integrating ancestral wisdom. So this is an opportunity for people to connect with their ancestors, to connect with the guidance and the wisdom and all these amazing gifts that your ancestors cultivated and developed over the years. It's all in your DNA. So it's really allowing yourself to tap into that and introduce you to some of your ancestors. So if there's some who might be great guides for you that you can, have some connection with, that's really reassuring, because some people can feel really disconnected from their families and feel a bit out of place and things. So finding ancestors you can connect with is usually a really great thing to do. And it's beautiful. I love working with people's ancestors. It is just it's always breathtaking and fascinating and magnificent. So yeah, so that's happening in London this weekend. On the 30th of October, which is a Wednesday, in Edinburgh at the Apex Waterloo, I'm going to be holding a ceremony for initiating psychic or intuitive development. So many people come to me and they want to understand how to be more intuitive, how to connect with their intuition, how to understand their psychic senses, how to understand the information that's coming through. So much of that is just fear, our fears of it getting in the way. And that can be historical. It can be, you know, ancestors who had problems with that in the past. There can be lots of reasons for that. So this is to help people get into that state of recognizing that we are energetic beings and that we are meant to sense the world beyond our five senses. Because actually when we do that, then we get a full picture of what's happening around us instead of the tiny little percentage that our eyes and ears and nervous system can take in on a physical level. So this is really expansive. It allows people to settle more into the energy of who they really are and connecting with themselves and the world around them. So it's really aligning and actually really grounding. And the third one I'm going to be facilitating is on the 3rd of November at the Goddess Gathering. So this is taking place in Scotland for all you goddesses out there. It's going to be an awesome weekend. It's a 4-day, but you can pick and choose if you're nearby and just want to do a day or two here and there. I'm going to be doing this on the Sunday morning, so the 3rd, I believe. And this is on the service of leadership, because it is time for us all to step up and to be leaders, and to figure out what leadership means for us and how to do that in the highest and best way. And this can be in your families, this can be with your group of friends, this can be, you know, if you're a manager, if you are someone in a position of power and leadership in your work or your community, you know, but really it's for everyone. Because we're not all meant to just be following others all the time. We are all meant to be leaders in some way in our lives. It's what we're born to do. And it is an act of service. So it's really finding the alignment and that healthy perspective and understanding and being a leader and being in a position of power and being really clear about it and really understanding what you're there to do and the ways you are meant to serve. We are all meant to serve on this planet. We are meant to be of service. And our purpose is a part of that. Our purpose will always be of service to the world. So if you're not stepping up and being a leader in some way, I'm sure you're shying away from your purpose as well. So I'm going to do this for the first time at the Goddess Gathering. So if any of you guys feel called, there's links on my website. There's links on my Facebook page where you can find out more information. And the Goddess Gathering is the 31st through the 4th, I believe, 3rd or 4th. Yes, so I think that is it. Oh, Elizabeth, come on, make it work. I've been telling people, get on a train, get on a plane, just come on over. Or the other option is if you can't make these because you're too far away, talk to me about me coming to you. I am more than willing to travel. That's how I got to Savannah earlier this year. So yeah, so I just wanted to share a little bit more information. If there's anybody you think might be interested that's in any of those areas, please feel free to share this video or the events. I would really love that. I mean, again, the more people we have, I mean, every one of these is sold out. So we've had 30 or more people in all of these events. So it's powerful. It's really, they're special. They're really special. And I would love to just keep sharing this energy and, yeah, bring people into this space where they can witness for themselves and witness for each other, this commitment and dedication to stepping up, to making changes in their lives. Yes, so thank you all so much for watching and listening. I hope you have an amazing, amazing week, and I will speak to you soon. I'll be back tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock UK time. I'm doing a Being Human series, and we're looking at, ancestry as well, actually. So we're looking at ancestry and DNA and how that affects the body and your choices and your decisions and everything. So yeah, have an amazing evening and hopefully see you tomorrow or sometime soon. Thank you.